before we get into the part that have to deal with paper clips, courtyard, Cloutney, whatever her name is, let's address the Sanya situation real quick. So there were rumors circulating that flip-flopper Sanya got fired and Bravo is not bringing her back. And so she went into an Instagram story. This is where you post things on Instagram. It disappears in 24 hours. It's not on your page permanently, but your supporters still get to see what's going on. So she wrote, everyone rushing to report first instead of reporting facts. Just wait for it.
All right, back home, visit with Dr. Jackie. Are you excited, babe?
Very. I'm getting closer and closer.
Ross knows what it is, y'all. I don't know yet, but he knows. Is that crazy? Would y'all do that?
Sonya said, before y'all start, he's still here. He ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I get it. Miserable Milo took me into the other one on TV, and then he's barely around. But let me show y'all, my husband's still here. She took him to that doctor's appointment and made sure she recorded him being there with her, because people were like, uh-oh, what's going on? He's never around. But y'all all know they have a business in a different state. Anyways, let's get back to what she posted in her Instagram story. Sanya is confident that she's coming back because continuation matters. The same reason why I wanted Latoya back, because continuation matters. Okay, so what? Latoya had drama with Fallon, and Fallon is not here. She also had drama with Drew, and then you go and you remove her. She's not on the show, and then y'all wasted a few episodes talking about Latoya and the situation when she's not even on the show to defend herself. Then you bring her back and throw her in one scene in one episode. It just didn't make sense. Had you just brought her back as a friend, then it would have made sense. Drew then lost it at the Bailey Q, called Latoya a Jezebel, did all of these things just for Drew to now find herself in a situation where she too allegedly cheated on her soon-to-be ex-husband.
Drew was having some type of a relationship of sorts with Ty. I don't know Ty's last name, but if you are familiar with Mimi Faust from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, then you know Ty. Ty plays basketball for the WNBA. I'm not sure which team. Ty is my homegirl. She's cool people. But she is a woman who loves ladies. I mean, it's okay to say that. But it was in the blogs.
So had Latoya been on the show, perfect moment to be like, and you were calling me a Jezebel, and this is what you're doing? Exactly. So basically, you were projecting. So my point is, the people who are casting the show dropped the ball as well. That's why the producers are being dragged. Then you go and bring this Cloutney paper clips courtyard person who have absolutely no connection with anyone. Sheree desperately trying to make her happy, talking about she's my friend. She goes after Kandi, and Kandi shuts her down. Then now she goes after Kenya. Kenya is paying her dust. Now let me go after Drew, talking about Ralph is her cousin. It went from we're real cousins to cousins-in-law to now he's her friend cousin.
Ralph was in Vegas for a tech conference, which I knew that because we were we were building this friendship. We were friends, cousin at this point. We were building this friendship. We were friends, cousin at this point. We were building this friendship. We were friends, cousin at this point.
It ain't making sense. The math ain't mathing. 2 plus 2 equals 6. And let me tell you why equals 6. Because look at this. There are 2 2s. So therefore, there is an additional 2 that no one talks about because the government.
And that's exactly how confused Paperclips, Cloutney, Courtyard, whatever her name is, be sounding when she's trying to explain this friend cousin, cousin-in-law, cousin, all of this. And one thing about a liar, you have to practice and rehearse your stories to keep up. Because you can see on her face, she's rolling her eyes like, oh, well, yeah, I messed up. They got me, but who cares? That's why she's rolling her eyes like that. And that's why people are also saying that she's his alleged side piece, or was the person he went to see in Tampa. Y'all would never let that Tampa story go. I have more to say about paper clips, but before I get there, let's go back to my original thought process and the whole conversation. Sanya. So that's my whole point. If you have people on the cast that already had a story from the previous season, and their stories is worth telling. Now, it have to be worth telling. You can't just be bringing anybody back because they had some random or weird, or dry and boring story. It have to be worth telling. Then you bring them back for a continuation or a completion. It will make sense for Drew to come back because of how the season ended. It will make sense for Sonya to come back. Now, after Sonya have her baby, if her storyline doesn't develop, then of course, have a nice life. The moment she confirmed that she was pregnant again, all of the comments and reactions were, Peach is secure. So let's see if she's going to use it to focus on her own life, her stories, and what's going on over there, or if she's going to use it to be up miserable Milo, you know what. We shall see. But even with a baby on the way, that still doesn't guarantee your Peach. I'm just stating, maybe Sanya is so confident because she feels like I have a story, then I'm getting rid of me.
I saw the sketch, but I didn't know it was going to look like this. That's gorgeous. Thank you. Wow.
But that's the reason why people are so upset about what happened to Kenya Moore, because people love continuation. They want to see the beginning, the middle, and the end. And you cannot start something and just cut people off or deprive people. You cannot say, oh, Kenya is opening a salon, a hair spa, and then at the end of the season, you show us miserable Milo, La eBay warehouse, doing nothing, sitting there with her storyline boo, taking up space when that scene could have been given to Kenya Moore and Kenya Moore hair spa. If and when Kenya Moore comes back next season, maybe due to all of the backlash, we get to see the soft launch, and then we get to see her actually in business and the grand opening and all of that. So you know what? Everything happens for a reason. The God bless attitude, being positive at all times, seeing a good in every situation. So there's a good in all of this, because by the time next season comes around, her hair spa will be done. That is, if she comes back. Whatever she decides, I do wish Kenya Moore absolutely nothing but the best. God got her, and we got her too. And lastly, on the continuation and completion topic, like I said, we got to see Kandi and Todd go through the whole moment about him writing the script, talking to his co-workers, employees, staff, all of that, people on the cast, the crew, and all of that, to the table read, okay, the scripts and all of that, to us seeing them filming in their house, to then us seeing the finale and all of that. That's all people are asking. Just be fair. Now, in the video I did on Paper Clips, Cloutney Courtyard comes for Kenya Moore and gets dragged, I talked about the speak on it in that video. And I was going to come back and talk about it, but when I came back, it was taken down. As you can see, the original screenshot I took, the speak on it was 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 18 seconds. Now, the new speak on it is 1 hour, 1 minute, and 2 seconds. So, yes. But this is what I said previously when it all happened, but I never got to upload my video. Let's get into it. Yes, I understand Kandi doesn't like being called a liar. I understand Drew is a liar. I understand Drew took it too far. Not only did she lie, but the whole kissing thing, she made reference, threw a little shade about Kandi in the dungeon. And we all know that's a sensitive subject for Kandi. Kandi's very triggered, especially on this show, if you're calling her a liar with anything sexual and all of that, because she's been down this road before. It was under different circumstances, but if there's anything, just be like, you know what, girl, let us agree to disagree and move on. So now Kandi is seeing red. Even though she's not directly making it known that she's seeing red, you can see based on the way how she's moving. I did not like that the entire speak on it was a dragging Drew session, and then some of the comments that was made about Drew's sister mental illness. At first, they insinuated that Drew was making it up to be a part of her storyline, and that her sister didn't look like someone that had mental health issues, and that Drew was somewhat lying on her sister. Oh, okay, so what does a person with mental health look like? Not everyone is a walking billboard of their problems. Not everybody that's going through health issues or have issues enter the room. You can instantly tell. So it was just certain comments like that turned people off. They were like, when the sister came around, she looked normal and everything looked great. So they were starting to give Drew the side eye. Is Drew looking for sympathy? Is Drew looking to create a storyline? Why would Drew want to lie on her sister about mental health? And, then talking about Drew feeding her sister alcohol and all of that, and why would you be giving your sister who alcohol? And it was just all over the place, but it was just so personal, and she was doing too much for someone who claimed they just met Ralph months ago. And then to have the nerve to say that she's been a better friend and a better person to the woman husband. These few months she's known him compared to all of the years Drew's been married and been with her husband. How crazy is that? How disrespectful and low and delusional can you be and low can you go? What is this obsession with the two of them? I understand desperately wanting a storyline, it's one thing, but to go this far and then to speak about this woman child on the episode, you all heard her at the end. It's just like, what are you doing right now? And when I say episode, I'm talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, not speak on it. When she thought she was no longer being filmed and she kept saying those things about Drew's son not being adopted and all of that, yeah, she's disgusting. And then have the nerve to call Kenya Moore a mean girl. What do I always say? Projecting. That's exactly it. Everything she described about Kenya Moore is exactly who she is. I ain't talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta is your hobby. This lame attempt of a clapback to Kenya Moore. You all remember I did the video and read the comments and tweets of her getting dragged. I have never seen someone go this far for a hobby. Girl, you need this check? Screaming at Kandi, coming for Kenya, and now that those two didn't work out, here you are coming for Drew, doing everything in your power to stay on the show and get a peach. It's not a hobby. You need it. We heard what Kenya had to say. But anyways, she's a disgusting person. I understand that sometimes when people are nervous, they laugh. But Kandi, in as much as I get it, Drew, lie on you, all of that, I get it. But this right here was wrong. I can't rock with it. You sat there and you laughed in moments that you shouldn't have laughed. You laughed in moments that you should have corrected her. You laughed in moments that you should have said, don't say that. I understand that majority of the nasty things and how low it went left her mouth. But there were moments where she said some things that you could have checked her. The same way how you said to her, Kenya is my friend, and I do not agree with what you had to say about her concerning karma. Kandi also saying she thought Drew was lying about her sister's mental illness because she doesn't look the part in the presence of the same person that refers to you and your friends as ghetto, and the list goes on and on. I understand you brought her on because you said you don't care if you have issues with people, they can still come on your show. But you also brought her on to throw rocks and hide your hands and to be like, well, Cloutney said it wasn't me. Then I can just hide behind the fact that she said it, I didn't, but she could say what I want to say, and I still can't protect myself because she's the one saying it. So she's the person who's going to get most of the hate and not me. No, you still brought her on your platform. But overall, this is a learning experience for the both of them, especially Kandi. Remember, I said only bring people back who have important stories to tell. Do a continuation on those people. She doesn't. She spends so much time in other people's business to distract people from getting in her business, because now we know her business, all thanks to Kenya Moore dropping them bombs on the Carlos King podcast. Okay, so that's that. Now, if they listen to their fans and supporters, she's not going to be back. And also based on how Drew approached this, she might not come back. But apparently the Real Housewives of Atlanta allows people to disrespect people's children, lie on them, physically assault people and do all of that. And they reward them by giving them a peach. They reward them by giving them Center Peach. They reward them by giving them spin-offs. Oh, wait a minute. That only happens if your insults and abuse is towards Kenya Moore. A recent example would be Sherry's friend allegedly going through Drew's purse, property, whatever, trying to see if she could find some tea on Drew by going through her purse, okay? Drew said that made her feel uncomfortable, allegedly. And the fact that she's taking the show too far and going through people's property. And all I know was there was nothing done on camera, no accusations made on camera, nothing. We saw her one day and the next day we did not. The lady said that was a lie. All she did was grab Drew's purse and hid her purse as a joke. So Drew's looking for a purse. She can't find it. She's complaining while she's laughing, saying, haha, I have your purse. It was a silly joke. She didn't go through her purse. Well, it looks like there were evidence that allegedly she did. And so it was like, well, girl, if you're taking the show that far and going through people's property, we don't trust our purses and other things around you. And that was it. She was gone, allegedly. Nothing happened on camera. Now, had that been Kenya's purse, it would have been, oh my gosh, Kenya, she was kidding. It would have been filmed. It would have been on camera, a discussion. It's not that deep, Kenya. She hid your purse as a joke. Let it go. That's what it would have been. Just using that one example. There are more, but you know what? I'm not about to waste my time breaking everything down. You all been watching long enough and know the drill when it comes to how they treat Kenya Moore. But anyways, we shall see if Cloutney, Courtyard, whatever her name is going to come back next season. Because you know, these new producers love to disappoint their audience and supporters. Wishing all of you well and take care. My loves, thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.